guys, it's Kristen with Simply a Steward, and I'm back with another grocery haul. Today we went to Aldi. Again, I apologize about the lighting. We usually do Aldi Fridays during the day, and this week I was actually babysitting my niece, so I couldn't get out, and so we did a bunch of running today, which is Saturday, and we just decided we would stop at Aldi while we were out today instead of making a trip during the day tomorrow. So we got back, but it is late again, and very dark outside, like you can see back there. So again, my kitchen lights are not the greatest for this. So I apologize about that, but I will go ahead and spin the camera around and show you what I got this week. So this is what we got. I'll start over here. We got 2 things of these mushrooms. We still have a little bit left from last week on our Costco trip, but we are running low, and as I'm going to show you over there, we're going to be doing some ground meat this week, and I like to go ahead and put these in the food processor and blend them up and put them into the meat. It helps to get some extra veggies in the kids, especially mushrooms, because that's something they won't eat, so just something that's a little bit different. And then it also helps me with my budget and helping to stretch the meat go a little bit further. So I got 2 of those. I got 1 pineapple. We eat these a lot of times. My kids eat these for breakfast. We do have a few watermelons still from the garden, and so we're going to use this pineapple and then the watermelon for our breakfast this week. We got 1 head of lettuce. My husband is going to do salads a couple days this week for lunch. I had actually got a large container of lettuce, also like a spring mix, but it looked a little off to me, and with the luck we've had with spinach at Aldi, I thought that perhaps I should go ahead and check it before we left, and I'm glad I did because it smelled spoiled. So I went right back in and returned it because it's quite a drive for me to go back, and so I don't have the time for that. So I just returned it, and unfortunately I'm going to have to make a trip to my local grocer so that we can get lettuce for dinner this week. But I did go ahead and pick this one up for him for his lunches because that's the kind he prefers. And then I got a bag of these little potatoes. We're going to do chicken and little, we like to boil these and then smash them down and put seasoning on them and just bake them a little bit. So we'll be doing that for dinner one night this week with some veggies. And then we got a bag of carrots. My husband hasn't really been eating the carrots for snack much lately. I think he just ate them so much this summer he kind of got carroted out, and he's eating carrots a lot in his salads and different and lunches as just a vegetable. I'll cook them and he takes them, so he doesn't always want them as a snack. But my kids have been getting into eating these a little bit more, so I did pick up a bag of those. And we got 2 things of bananas. These ones were a little older, as you can tell, but I need to do some baking, and so those will be good for that. And then my daughter has been eating them occasionally, and she asked if she could have some this week, so I picked up a couple there for her. And then you'll notice these 2 things in the back obviously are not from Aldi. We did hit the local farmers market while we were out doing our running today, and so those are the things that we picked up from there. And because we got these apples here, we decided to only go ahead and buy 1 bag of apples at Aldi to supplement with the big bag that we got from our local farmers market. And then we got 1 of the organic grapes. The price on these went up just a little bit, but they still have them, and it's still, I think it was only like 50 cents a pound. It went up, so $1 overall for the 2-pound package. And so we went ahead and we're going to keep getting these as long as we can. I don't know how long they'll last with the seasons changing. We didn't have these for a long time through the winter and the spring last year, and we weren't always eating organic before that, so I'm not sure. And then we got 2 bags of mandarins. My kids go through these like crazy. I know fruits have more sugar in them than not, but honestly, I'd rather my kids be eating this than processed junk, so that's where we are in our journey. So they eat mandarins a lot. And then we have a bag of plums also for snacking, and my girls will sometimes actually eat those for breakfast instead of the pineapple and just leave the pineapple for the little 2. And then over here to the not produce side, I guess, we have the organic ketchup that we get at Aldi. It's a really good price there for the cleaner ketchup. It does have cane sugar for anybody who's interested. But overall, it's really clean. I would love to do fermented ketchup at some point, but we haven't got to that point in our journey. So for now, that is what we use. And then we are going to be doing, we have actually some leftover spaghetti squash in the fridge, and we used all of our marinara, so I went ahead and picked this up. And we're also going to be doing a pasta dish this week with rice pasta, with like the brown rice pasta. So we picked that up. Again, very clean ingredients. We really like this one. So I hope this is something that Aldi will continue to carry. We tried it probably about a month or two ago, and we really found that we like this. So I was really happy with that. All the other marinaras that I've tried and different spaghetti sauces I have tried, I did not care for them a lot of times. And so when we were on the hunt for a good organic sauce, I was very not hopeful, I guess, not that I would find something. But when we found that, we really enjoyed it. So I'm very happy with that. But sometimes they get rid of the products you love, so I'm really hoping they'll keep that around. And then I got 2 orange juices. We ran out. I forgot to grab one last week, and that's usually what we take our vitamin C in. My kids are really good about taking it in water with just a little bit of apple juice to flavor it. I don't do so hot with that myself personally, so I went ahead and make sure I picked up 2 just to have one in the extra fridge if we would run out again. And then we picked up this ground turkey. My husband was doing a turkey, like a sausage roll like this, from the local grocer, and then he changed over to the what they call like the all natural one, but it still had stuff in it, and it was still pork. And so I had one of these in my freezer, and I had ran out, so I seasoned it, and my husband used it, and he really enjoyed it. And so we decided we would go ahead and try to use this. Let me see if I can find, there's nothing into it. Okay, so just the water, gluten-free, you see. That usually we cut it into 3s, and we just put a little bit of meat in each of his eggs for the day. So that'll be at like 2 to 3 weeks worth of ground turkey for him. And then we picked up the ground beef. We do both hunt and we use a lot of deer meat. However, we've been out of deer meat for a while. We had some of this stocked up in the freezer, but we're running quite low. And so I went ahead and picked up enough to get us through the week. We are going to be making meatballs for the other 3 days. My husband will have the lettuce for 2 days for salads. And then the other 3 days he'll be using meatballs, and my kids will be eating meatballs for lunch this week also, and then the other ones will be for dinners. So I will go ahead and process those mushrooms, 1 each with one of these each. I'll mix them in, and that'll help go a little bit further in those meatballs. I also usually take some spinach that I have and put it in the processor as well and mix them in. So it's just a nice little way to stretch a little bit further and to get a little extra veggies in them. And then the last thing I got were just 2 bags of chicken. We were running low. We hadn't bought any of these for a couple weeks, and so I went ahead and I picked up 2 of those just to keep in the freezer. We are going to be we use almost an entire bag on the day that we do chicken fingers and french fries. It's one of my kids' favorite meals now that we don't eat out really very much, and we definitely don't do anything like fast food. So I do make sure I go ahead and spring for these so that I can individually go ahead and coat them and bake them for them. So that is what we got this week. If you are new to my channel, we are feeding a family of 6. I have 4 little tykes, ages 3 to 9, and we do, as you noticed, eat mostly a produce-heavy diet. We try to eat cleaner ingredients. We aren't quite paleo, but paleo-ish is what I call it. So if you're interested in those kinds of grocery hauls and meals, please stick around and go ahead and click that subscribe button down below, and we'll see you next time. Bye.